Imagine this. You're scrolling through your feed late at night when suddenly your phone blows up with notifications. Clips are circulating faster than you can refresh, screaming, shattered glass, and pure chaos. The caption reads, "KIRK and MendeccEes explode. Fight turns ugly after Yandy exposes KIRK's dirty past." That's right, folks, the love and hip-hop Atlanta universe just imploded in the most explosive way imaginable. What started as a seemingly casual group dinner to clear the air between longtime castmates spiraled into one of the most vicious, no-holds-barred confrontations the franchise has ever seen. Tables flipped literally. Accusations flew like daggers. And at the center of it all, Yandy Smith-Harris, the queen of calculated shade, dropping a bombshell so devastating it left Kirk Frost speechless for about 3 seconds before he lunged across the room. Picture the scene. Dim lights in a swanky Atlanta private room, bottles of Ace of Spades chilling on ice, everyone dressed to impress because cameras are rolling. Rashida's sitting there looking unbothered in her designer fit, MendeccEes trying to play peacemaker as usual, and Kirk smirking like he still runs the show. Then Yandy stands up, voice ice cold, and says the words no one saw coming. "You want to talk about loyalty, Kirk? Let's talk about that little secret you've been burying for years, the one that makes your whole family man image look like a joke." The room freezes. Phones come out. Gasps echo. And just like that, the gloves are off. What Yandy allegedly uncovered, and we're talking receipts, old messages, whispered stories from industry insiders, is so filthy, so career-damaging, that even the producers reportedly considered cutting the footage. We're talking about Kirk's rumored hidden relationships, secret financial deals gone wrong, and whispers of betrayals that go way deeper than the usual cheating scandals we've seen him weather before. Fans are already calling it Kirk's dirtiest chapter yet, and trust me, that's saying something for a man who's been caught red-handed more times than we can count. But here's where it gets really wild. Kirk didn't just sit there and take it. No. He fired back with venom aimed straight at MendeccEes, dragging up every rumor about Yandy's husband in an attempt to flip the script. "You coming for me? Then let's talk about your man and what he's really been up to behind your back," he shouted, pointing fingers while security scrambled to hold everyone back. MendeccEes jumped up, fists clenched, eyes blazing, ready to defend his wife's honor and his own name. What followed was pure pandemonium, shoving, yelling, chairs scraping across the floor as grown men who once called each other brothers turned into enemies in seconds. Rashida tried to pull Kirk away, screaming, "Not here. Not like this," while Yandy stood tall, arms crossed, delivering line after line like she'd been rehearsing this moment for years. Social media exploded instantly. #KirkExposed trended worldwide within minutes. Fans picked sides faster than you could say reunion special. Some are calling Yandy a legend for finally speaking her truth. Others are accusing her of stirring up old beef to stay relevant. But one thing's for sure, this isn't just another argument. This is a full-on war that could change alliances and friendships, and maybe even shake up the entire love and hip-hop legacy. And the craziest part, this is only the beginning. Sources close to the cast are saying the fallout is just getting started. More secrets are about to spill, more fights are brewing, and no one knows who's walking away unscathed. So buckle up, because tonight we're diving deep into every jaw-dropping detail of this explosive showdown. Who really threw the first punch? What exactly did Yandy expose about Kirk's past? And is this the end of the road for these fractured friendships? Hit that play button, turn up the volume, and let's get into it, because this drama, it's about to get even uglier. The room was dead silent for what felt like forever after Yandy dropped that line, her eyes locked on Kirk like lasers, no blinking, no backing down. Everyone knew something big was coming, but nobody expected it to hit this hard, this fast. Kirk's smirk vanished in an instant, replaced by pure shock, then anger flashing across his face so quick you could almost hear the switch flip. He leaned forward, both hands flat on the table, veins popping in his neck. "What the hell you talking about, Yandy? You really gon' sit here and lie on my name in front of everybody?" His voice started low, but climbed fast, shaking the glasses on the table. Yandy didn't flinch. She reached into her purse, slow, dramatic, pulled out her phone and held it up like evidence in court. "Lie? Baby, I don't lie, I expose. And I got the messages, the dates, the names, everything. You thought you buried. You been playing family man on camera while you was out here moving shady behind closed doors." Remember that little situation in Miami back in 2018? The one you told Rashida was just business. Yeah, well, business. Don't leave love children nobody knows about. Gasps ripped through the room like a gunshot. Rashida's mouth dropped open, her hand flying to her chest. Wait, what? She whispered, but it came out loud enough for the mix to catch every syllable. Mendeces, who had been sitting back trying to stay neutral, shot straight up in his chair, eyes wide. Hold up, Yandy. You sure about this? You dropping bombs like that, you better have proof, real proof. Yandy turned the phone screen toward the group just enough for the cameras to zoom in blurry screenshots, old DM threads, timestamps that lined up perfectly with times KIRK was supposedly on the road working. One message popped clear for a second. Our son turns 5 next month. You still actin' like he don't exist? The sender's name blurred out, but the damage was done. Fans watching later would pause and rewind that frame a million times trying to make it out. KIRK slammed his fist on the table so hard the bottles rattled. You fabricated that. You photoshopped that mess. I ain't got no secret kids, Yandy. You just mad because me and Rashida still solid and you and Mendeces stay beefin' with everybody. He pointed at Mendeces now, redirecting the heat. And don't act like you innocent over there, fam. Everybody know you was movin' funny before you locked in with Yandy. Them old charges ain't the half of it. Ask your wife what you was really doing in them streets. Mendeces laughed, but it was that dangerous laugh, the one that means somebody about to catch hands. Oh, you wanna go there, KIRK? Cool. Let's talk about how you was trying to slide in my wife's DMs back when we first got together. Yeah, I seen them old messages too. You thought I forgot? You was thirsty, brew. Real thirsty. And now you mad because Yandy callin' you out on your own dirt? The tension jumped 10 levels. Rashida grabbed KIRK's arm, trying to pull him back into his seat. KIRK, stop. This ain't the place. We got cameras everywhere, baby. Calm down. But KIRK shook her off, standing up fully now, chest puffed. Nah. She wanna play dirty? Let's play dirty. Yandy, you act like you perfect. Miss holier than thou. But we all know you was the one pushin' Scrappy to sign them bad deals back in the day. You was right there countin' that money while he was losin' everything. Don't come for me unless you ready for smoke. Yandy laughed, cold and sharp. Scrappy, you really diggin' that deep to deflect? That man been gone from my life for years, and you still trying to use him as a shield. Pathetic. But go ahead. Keep talkin'. Every word you say just dig in your grave deeper. She stepped closer, voice dropping to that dangerous whisper that cuts through noise. You think fans don't remember how you treated Rashida? How many times she cried on camera because you couldn't keep it in your pants? Now add a secret baby to the list? Nah, KIRK. Your image done cracked tonight. Security moved in closer, 2 big dudes in black tees hovering at the edges, hands ready but not touching yet. The producers in the back were probably losing their minds. This was gold, pure unfiltered gold, but also the kind of chaos that could get the whole episode pulled if it went too far. Mendeces stepped between KIRK and Yandy, not aggressive yet, but firm. Yo, everybody chill. We grown. We can talk this out without it getting physical. But his fists were balled tight, betraying the calm in his voice. KIRK stared him down, breathing heavy. Talk? She don't want to talk. She wanna destroy me. Well, guess what? 2 can play that game. That's when it happened, the first shove. KIRK lunged forward, not full punch, but hard shoulder check into Mendeces' chest, trying to push past him toward Yandy. Mendeces didn't stumble. He pushed back twice as hard, sending KIRK staggering into the table. Glasses tipped, champagne spilled everywhere, soaking Rashida's white dress. She screamed, "Stop it. Both of y'all stop." But it was too late. KIRK swung wild, fist grazing Mendeces' jaw, not clean but enough to sting. Mendeces ducked the next one and countered with a quick shove that sent KIRK crashing into a chair. The chair flipped, wood cracking loud against the marble floor. Yandy jumped back, phone still recording in her hand, because, of course she was. See? This what happened when you live a lie long enough, truth come out and you lose control. Rashida was crying now, mascara running, pulling at KIRK's shirt. KIRK, please, think about our kids. This ain't you. But KIRK wasn't hearing it. He was in full rage mode, eyes bloodshot, yelling over the chaos. She wanna expose me? I'll expose everybody. Ask Yandy why she really left creative. Control. Ask her about them hush money payments. She ain't no saint. The room turned into pure pandemonium, people shouting over each other, security finally rushing in to separate the two men, arms locked around waists, dragging them apart while they still tried to lunge. Tables got knocked sideways, food platters crashing, sauce splattering walls like crime scene evidence. Cameras caught every angle, zooming in on faces twisted in anger, hurt, betrayal. Somewhere in the madness, Rashida collapsed into a chair, hands covering her face, sobbing. Why tonight? Why did it have to be tonight? She kept repeating it like a broken record. Mendeces, now held back by the guards, was still talking smack over their shoulders. You lucky they holdin' me, Kirk. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Yandy stayed cool through it all, arms crossed, watching like she scripted the whole thing. But if you looked close, you could see her hands shaking just a little. She knew she lit the match, but maybe didn't expect the whole damn building to burn this fast. The producers finally yelled cut, lights came up brighter, crew swarming in with towels and water bottles, trying to de-escalate. But the damage was done. Phones were already blowing up outside, clips leaking before the episode even finished filming. Twitter timelines flooded with hashtag Kirk exposed, hashtag why Yandy spills the tea, hashtag love and hip hop Atlanta trending #1 worldwide in under 10 minutes. Inside that private room though, it wasn't over. Not even close. Kirk sat on the floor now, back against the wall, breathing hard, staring at Rashida like he was seeing her for the first time. You believe her? You really think I got a secret kid out there? Rashida wiped her eyes, voice cracking. I don't know what to believe anymore, Kirk. I just don't know. Yandy walked over slow, heels clicking on the spilled champagne. She looked down at him, no pity, just cold satisfaction. You had years to come clean, years. Now the world know. Deal with it. And just like that, the first act of the night ended, but the real explosions, they were only getting started. Security finally got Kirk and Mendeces pulled apart, but the energy in the room stayed electric, like a storm that hadn't finished dumping rain yet. Kirk was shoved into a corner booth, two guards blocking him like human walls, while Mendeces paced on the other side, wiping a little blood from the corner of his lip where Kirk's wild swing had clipped him. Rashida stood in the middle, dress ruined, tears streaming, looking between her husband and her longtime friend like she couldn't decide who to save first. This is insane, she said, voice breaking. Kirk, tell me right now, is it true? Is there a child out there you never told me about? Her words hung heavy, cutting through the shouting. The whole crew went quiet again, waiting for his answer. Cameras zoomed in tight on his face, sweat beading on his forehead, eyes darting like he was calculating every possible escape. Kirk rubbed his jaw, breathing hard. Rashida, baby, it ain't what she mackin' it sound like. Yeah, there was somebody back then, before we got serious again. But it wasn't no kid. She lyin'. Yandy twistin' everything like she always do. He shot a glare at Yandy, who was now sitting calmly at the edge of the overturned table, legs crossed, scrolling her phone like she was checking likes on her latest post. Yandy looked up slow. Keep tellin' yourself that, Kirk. But I got the DNA test screenshot too, sent to me by somebody who was tired of watchin' you play victim. That little boy looked just like you, same eyes, same smirk. You really gon' sit here and gaslight your own wife on national television? Rashida's knees buckled. She grabbed the back of a chair to steady herself. DNA test? You got a DNA test? Her voice cracked so bad it hurt to hear. Mendeces rushed over, arm around her shoulders, trying to hold her up. Come on, ma. Let's get you some air. This too much. But Rashida shook him off gently. No, I need to hear it from him. Kirk, look at me. Look at me and tell me the truth. No lies. No deflections. Just truth. The room felt smaller, hotter. Even the crew stopped moving, holding their breath. Kirk's shoulders slumped for the first time that night. He stared at the floor, then up at Rashida, eyes glassy. I didn't know for sure. She told me she was pregnant right after we split that time. I thought she was trying to trap me, so I cut contact. Paid her to stay quiet. I swear I didn't know if it was mine or not. I was scared. Rashida. I was young and stupid. Rashida let out this sound, half sob, half scream. You paid her? You paid some woman to hide your son from me? From our family? All these years we been buildin', talkin' about trust, and you sittin' on this the whole time? She turned away, hugging herself like she was cold. I defended you. Every scandal, every rumor, I stood by you. And this is what I get. Mendeecees couldn't stay quiet anymore. See, this why Yandy had to say something. Because you been living foul and expectin' everybody to keep coverin' for you. You think you the only one with secrets? Nah. But at least when my dirt came out, I owned it. I did my time, I changed. You still out here hiding kids and payin' people off. KIRK snapped back up, fire returning. Don't compare your drug charges to this, Mendeecees. You was out here destroyin' lives, sellin' poison. I made a mistake, yeah, but I ain't ruined nobody's childhood. And Yandy knew about this for months, and waited for the perfect moment to drop it like a bomb. That ain't loyalty, that's calculated. Yandy stood up again, slow and deliberate. Calculated? Baby, I gave you chances. Off camera, I pulled you aside at that reunion taping last year. I said, KIRK, handle your business before it handles you. You laughed in my face, told me to mind my marriage. So, yeah, I waited. I waited till you tried to come for my husband again. You poked the bear. Now you deal with the claws. The back and forth kept escalating, voices overlapping, accusations flying faster than anyone could track. Fans would later break it down frame by frame on YouTube, every side eye, every lip curl, every time someone's voice cracked. But in the moment, it felt endless, like the fight would never end. Then Rashida did something nobody expected. She walked straight up to KIRK, stood inches from his face, and spoke so soft the mix barely caught it. I'm done protecting you. I'm done making excuses. If that boy is yours, you gon' step up. Not for the cameras, not for your image for him. And if you don't, I'm walkin'. And I'm taking our kids with me. I won't let them grow up watching their father lie. KIRK's face crumpled. For the first time all night, he looked small. Rashida, please, we can fix this. We always fix it. But she shook her head, tears falling fresh. Not this time, not this lie. Security eased up a little, sensing the physical fight was over, but the emotional one was just hitting its peak. Mendeecees pulled Yandy closer, whispering something in her ear. She nodded, but her eyes never left KIRK, like she was making sure he felt every second of the shame. Outside, the internet was already on fire. Clips leaked faster than the producers could block them. Hashtag Rashid a walk away started trending alongside hashtag KIRK exposed. Fans split down the middle, some calling Yandy a hero for protecting her friend, others saying she went too far, airing family business for clout. Memes popped up instantly. KIRK's shocked face photoshopped onto exploding buildings. Yandy as a detective dropping files. The Love and Hip Hop subreddit hit record posts per minute. Back in the room, the producers finally stepped in for real. Okay, everybody take 5. We need to reset, get statements, figure out what we can even air. But nobody moved right away. The air was thick with hurt, anger, regret. Yandy broke the silence first. This ain't over, KIRK. You can hate me all you want, but that boy deserves a father. And Rashida deserves the truth. So either man up tonight, or watch your whole world crumble. On episode 7, KIRK didn't respond. He just stared at Rashida, who had turned her back, shoulders shaking. Mendeecees rubbed her arm, trying to comfort her without saying much. The guards started righting tables, picking up broken glass, but the real mess couldn't be cleaned up that easy. Somewhere in the chaos, a phone buzzed loud. Rashida's. She glanced at it, eyes widening. It's from her, the mother. She just sent a picture. The boy, he's at a basketball game, wearing your old jersey, KIRK. The one you gave him last Christmas when you said it was from a fan. The room froze again. KIRK's face drained of color. He reached for the phone, but Rashida pulled it back. No, you don't get to see it until you decide who you really are. And with that, the second wave crashed, even harder than the first. Because now it wasn't just words anymore. Now there was proof. Walking around in a kid-sized jersey, living a life his father never claimed. The fight had gone from personal to permanent, and nobody knew how to pull it back from the edge. The silence after Rashida's words felt heavier than any shout that came before. KIRK stayed slumped against the wall, staring at the floor like it held answers he couldn't find anywhere else. His hands shook a little when he finally lifted them to wipe his face, but he didn't speak. Not yet. Rashida turned away again, clutching her phone so tight her knuckles turned white. The picture of that little boy in Kirk's old jersey burned in her mind. Innocent smile, big eyes, looking just like the man she'd built a life with. It wasn't just betrayal anymore. It was erasure. Years of family photos, holidays, late-night talks about growing old together, all of it cracked open by one image she never should have had to see like this. Mendeces, broke the quiet first voice, low but steady. Yo, Rashida, you don't gotta decide anything tonight. Let's get you out of here. Fresh air, water, whatever you need. He shot a look at Yandy, who nodded once, sharp. She stepped forward, heels clicking deliberate on the sticky floor. She's right to want answers now. Waiting just gives him time to spin another story. Kirk, you got one shot. Look your wife in the eye and tell her what you're gonna do about that child. Kirk's head snapped up, eyes red-rimmed. What I'm gonna do? I don't even know if it's mine for sure. One picture don't mean DNA. Yandy could have paid somebody to stage that. She got the money, the connections. This whole thing smelled like a setup. Yandy laughed, short and bitter. A setup? Baby, the only setup here is the one you built with silence and checks. You think that mother reached out to me for fun? She been trying to get through to you for years. Quiet, respectful, no drama. You blocked her number, changed yours, acted like she didn't exist. She only came to me because she saw how you treated Rashida on TV, still lying, still dodging. She said, if he won't step up for his son, maybe his wife deserves to know what kind of man she really married. So, yeah, I listened. And yeah, I acted. Because somebody had to. Rashida spun back around, fire in her eyes now instead of just tears. Stop talking about me like I'm some fragile thing y'all need to protect. I'm standing right here. And I'm asking my husband again what he plans to do. Are you gonna take the test? Are you gonna meet this boy? Or are you gonna keep hiding behind I don't know until it all blows up worse? Kirk pushed himself up slow, using the wall for support. He looked older suddenly, like the weight of the night aged him 10 years and 10 minutes. Rashida, if he's mine, I'll do right. I swear, I'll take the test tomorrow. I'll meet him. I'll be there. But you gotta believe me when I say I never meant to hurt you. I was trying to protect us. Protect what we had. Protect us? Rashida's voice rose again, sharp enough to cut. By lying, by paying somebody to disappear? That's not protection, Kirk. That's cowardice. And now our kids might have a brother they never knew about because their daddy was too scared to face the truth. The word brother landed like a punch. Kirk flinched visibly. He opened his mouth, closed it, tried again. Our kids, they don't need to know yet. Not till we sure. We can handle this private. Keep it out the press. Yandy cut him off fast. Private? After tonight? Clips already out there, Kirk. Fans screaming in the comments. Calling for blood. You think you can stuff this back in a box? Nah, the world know now. And if you don't step up quick, they gon' label you deadbeat for life. You ready for that headline? Love and hip-hop star denies secret son while wife walks away? Mendeces shook his head. Man, listen to yourself. You still thinking about image, headlines, par? That boy ain't a par problem. He a human, with feelings, with questions. Why daddy never came? You want him Google your name one day and see all this mess instead of a father who showed up. Kirk's jaw tightened. He looked at Mendeces like he was seeing him for the first time. You really gon' lecture me on fatherhood? After everything you put your own kids through? You was locked up, fam. You missed birthdays, school plays, all of it. Don't act like you got the moral high ground. Mendeces stepped closer, calm, but deadly serious. Exactly. I missed it. And I regret every damn day. That's why I know what it feel like from the kid's side. I know the hole it leave. You got a chance to fix it before it grow too big. Don't waste it trying to save face. The room felt charged again, but different this time. No fists, just raw truth hanging between them. Rashida watched the exchange, something shifting in her expression. Maybe seeing Mendeces own his past made her question harder why Kirk couldn't do the same. One of the producers cleared his throat from the doorway. We gotta wrap this. We can pick up tomorrow if y'all want a follow-up scene. But right now, we need statements, need us signed. If anything stays off air. This escalated quick. Yandy waved him off. Let it air. Let people see who Kirk really is. When the mask slip. No edits. No soft focus. Truth. Rashida nodded slow. Yeah, truth. I'm tired of the edits anyway. She looked at Kirk one last time. You got till tomorrow to decide. Test or no test. Step up or step out. I'm going home. Alone. She walked toward the exit, head high even though her steps wobbled. Mendeces and Yandy fell in beside her, protective without touching, like silent bodyguards. Kirk called after her, voice cracking. Rashida. Baby, wait, please. She paused at the door but didn't turn. I waited years, Kirk. Now it's your turn. The door closed behind them with a soft click that echoed louder than any slam. Kirk stood there alone in the wreckage, spilled drinks, broken chairs, shattered trust. Security lingered, unsure if they should stay or go. He sank back down, head in his hands. Outside in the hallway, Rashida leaned against the wall, breathing deep. Yandy rubbed her back in slow circles. You okay? No. Rashida whispered. But I will be. I have to be. For me. For my kids. Mendeces pulled out his phone, checking the damage. Twitter losin it. They calling for a reunion special already. Sayin' this bigger than Scrappy and Erica. Bigger than any fight we ever had. Yandy smirked, but it didn't reach her eyes. Good, let it burn. Sometimes you gotta tear it all down to build something real. Back inside, Kirk finally stood up. He walked over to a producer, voice rough. Get the lawyers on the line. And find me a lab, DNA, tomorrow morning. I want it fast. The producer nodded, surprised. You sure? This gonna change everything. Kirk looked toward the door where Rashida disappeared. It already has. And just like that, the night shifted again, not toward more violence, but toward something scarier. Consequences. Real ones. The kind that don't fade when the camera's cut. Fans would wake up to a whole new chapter tomorrow, one where Kirk Frost might finally have to face the mirror instead of running from it. But whether he'd like what he saw, nobody knew yet. Not even him. The hallway outside that private room felt colder than it should have, like the air itself knew the weight of what just happened. Rashida walked ahead, Yandy and Mendeces flanking her like a quiet honor guard, nobody saying much because words felt too small for the moment. Her phone kept buzzing, friends, family, probably even her mama texting what's going on. Clips everywhere. But she didn't look. She couldn't yet. The picture of that little boy still glowed in her mind, innocent and unaware, wearing a jersey that tied him to a man who'd spent years pretending he didn't exist. Back inside, Kirk finally moved. He pushed past the lingering security, grabbed his jacket from the floor where it had fallen during the scuffle, and headed for the exit. The producer tried to stop him. Kirk, we need you for a quick confessional, just 5 minutes, but Kirk shook his head hard. Not tonight. I got somewhere to be. His voice was rough, cracked from yelling and holding back everything else. He didn't look at anyone as he left, shoulders hunched like he carried the whole night on his back. Cut to the next morning, sun barely up over Atlanta, but the internet, already wide awake. Hashtag Kirk Frost trending #1 again, this time with hashtag StepUpKirk and hashtag Rashid A deserves better right behind it. Blogs posted blurry stills from the leaked footage, Kirk's shocked face, Yandy's icy stare, Rashida's tear-streaked cheeks. Comments sections overflowed, some fans defending Kirk, saying everybody got a pass. Yandy shouldn't have aired it like that. Others straight up calling him out. Deadbeat vibes. Own your kid or step aside. The Love and Hip Hop page dropped a teaser clip at dawn. 30 seconds of pure chaos. Caption reading, tonight's episode just changed everything. Who's still Team Kirk? Views hit 1 million before breakfast. Rashida woke up in her own bed alone. She'd sent the kids to her sister's last night, didn't want them seeing her like this. She sat on the edge of the mattress, staring at her wedding ring, twisting it slow. Her phone lit up with a text from Kirk. Lab at 10. I'm going. Please come. Need you there. No apologies yet. No explanations. Just that. Simple. Rah. She stared at the message for a long minute before typing back one word. Okay. Yandy and Mendeces met her at the lab neutral ground. No cameras this time, though everybody knew the paps would be lurking outside. Yandy hugged her tight the second she walked in. You don't have to do this if you change your mind. We can leave right now. Rashida shook her head. I need to see it through. For me. For closure. Whatever that looks like. Inside, Kirk waited in a small waiting room, hoodie up, eyes hidden behind sunglasses, even though the lights were dim. He stood when they entered, looking smaller than he ever had on TV. Rashida, thank you for coming. She didn't respond, just sat across from him, arms crossed. Mendeccées and Yandy stayed by the door, silent witnesses. The nurse came in quick swabs, paperwork, awkward small talk nobody really heard. Kirk went first, no hesitation. When it was done, he looked at Rashida again. I'm sorry for all of it. The hiding, the lies, the way it came out. I was scared. Scared of losing you. Scared of what it would do to our family. But I see now. Hiding made it worse. Rashida's voice came out steady, but soft. Fear don't excuse years of silence, Kirk. That boy been alive 5 years without a daddy. Because you chose easy over right. I can't unsee that. He nodded slow, tears slipping from under those shades. I know, but if he's mine, I'm in, all the way. No half step in. I'll meet him, build something real. And if he ain't, I still gotta make this right with you, with us. The results wouldn't come for 48 hours, longest to days of everybody's life. Fans speculated nonstop. Some started GoFundMes for Kirk's secret son as jokes that turned half serious. Others dug up old interviews where Kirk talked about no more surprises, laughing like it was nothing. Irony hit hard. When the call finally came, it was the lab tech on speaker in Rashida's living room. Kirk there too, invited but tense. 99.9% match. He is your biological son. Silence swallowed the room again. Rashida closed her eyes, let one tear fall. Kirk dropped his head into his hands, shoulders shaking. I'm sorry, he whispered. To both of y'all, to him. Rashida stood up slow. You got a lot to make up for. Startin' now. Set up the meet. I'll be there. But this marriage, we gotta talk. Really? Talk. Therapy, boundaries, truth, no more secrets. Or I walk, for good. Kirk looked up, eyes pleading but accepting. Whatever it takes. Yandy, who'd been on FaceTime the whole time, finally spoke. That's the first real thing you said all week, Kirk. Keep it going. The episode aired 2 weeks later. Unedited chaos, raw confessions, the DNA reveal blurred just enough for legal but clear enough for impact. Ratings shattered records. Reunion special announced the next day, everybody confirmed to return. Fans flooded comments. This the realest season yet. Yandy legendary for the push, praying for Rashida's peace. But behind the screens, things moved slower. Kirk met his son that weekend park. Neutral, no cameras. The boy ran up, shy at first, then smiled big when Kirk knelt down. You really my dad? Kirk's voice broke. Yeah, little man. I'm your dad, and I'm here now. Rashida watched from a bench, heart mixed, hurt still there, but something like hope flickering too. Yandy and Mendeccées stood nearby, arms around each other, quiet support. The family stayed divided for a while, allies shifted, loyalties tested. But the fight that night forced something real to the surface. Truth over image, accountability over excuses. Love and hip-hop would never be the same. And maybe that was the point. So what do you think happened next? Did Kirk really step up? Or did old habits creep back? Is Rashida staying or finally choosing herself? And Yandy hero or villain for dropping that bomb? Drop your hot takes in the comments below. Smash that like button if this drama had you glued to the screen, and subscribe with notifications on, because trust me, the reunion special is gonna be even wilder. Hit me with your predictions. Team Yandy, Team Kirk, or Team Rashida walking away with her crown intact. Let's talk about it. I'm reading every comment. Peace.